Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And today I am going to be ranking just the early years of Kiss albums, the magic time for me for Kiss when I was a big fan. It was just after Creatures of the Night, that once they took off their makeup and made Lick It Up, I ceased becoming a fan and I was looking for a new band, and thus I went to Metallica, which I will be doing a tier list of that soon enough too. But these are all the albums I'm choosing, and I'm including, of course, the live albums, Alive One and Alive Two, because these 16 albums, they were they were an amazing time and my first real, like I say, it was my first real favorite band that I ever had. So I was a huge, huge Kiss fan until the illusion was gone. But before I begin anything, I do have a new subscriber that I know about. That he left me a comment and said that he subscribed, and I know that for a fact. So it's a King Bra a Killer Monkey. That's a cool handle. I really like it. So thank you, thank you, thank you for checking out my channel, and I do hope you get everything you want from my channel. I do my best to please. But let's start trying to get into this. Okay. Now, of course, I see there's no D tier. I go right from S to C because even well, we'll get to that one in when we get to it. I put them in chronological order, and we'll be going in chronological order. Now, this is a tough tier list. I haven't really thought about it much, and so I'm gonna, of course, I have to put the debut at an S tier because it really was the first album that made me a fan, and I think it's still one of their best albums. So that has to be there. Now that was a little bit disappointing. Okay, maybe, but I still will have to put it in. I'll put that at the beginning of A tier for now because it is a great album. I mean, I still really like it. There's some things on there I love. You know, just to refresh my memory, I still have them all right here. Yeah, there's because I do love Parasite. Parasite's awesome. Um, Gene's Going Blind is good. Let Me Go Rock and Roll. A title track, Harder Than Hell is good. Uh, Mainline's still good. I mean, it's not as strong as the debut album for sure, but it still gets a higher rank for sure. And then now we got Dress to Kill. One of my favorite songs on here on Dress to Kill is I mean, I love Rock Bottom. I mean, the Rock and Roll All Night is the first time it showed up on here, and but my favorite song is actually Getaway. I on this album it is Getaway. I do love that album. I do love that song, but I'm gonna have to put Dress to Kill at the beginning of A for now. Yeah, I do like it a little bit better than Harder Than Hell. Now, what can I say about Kiss Alive? When it goes through the first three albums of the Kiss catalogs, yeah, that I would say I have to put Kiss Alive because that's what put Kiss on the map. I played that a lot. It's really well done. It's the sound quality is good because they manufactured that sound quality for this album. But it has to be there because it has all of the best songs. See, I have them all. I have them all here. I mean, you got all the best stuff. You got from Deuce, Strider, Got to Choose, Harder Than Hell, Firehouse, and their performances. I mean, I love 100,000 Years. I love Black Diamond, Rock Bottom. It's just, and of course, what became the biggest hit off of this was Rock and Roll All Night. People had to hear them live to really get into them. So that's why that goes in the top for now. It might stay there. We'll see. We'll see. Then you got Destroyer. Destroyer. I really like it. Is it actually better than Kiss Kiss? You know what? I kind of think it is. I really do love this album. This was the album that really made me a fan of Kiss, even more so than before. And I started listening to Kiss right from the beginning when my uncle brought in Kiss Kiss into the house, and I heard the last song of Black Diamond for the first time, and the way it kept on going slower and slower. That was mesmerizing as a kid. It blew my mind. I didn't think music could be so captivating and so cool from, from that early age. But Destroyer, yeah, Destroyer has such great songs. I always loved the first two songs and how they blend into each other with Detroit Rock City and King of the Nighttime World. I love God of Thunder. It's such a heavy song for its time. I mean, Gene Simmons knocks it out of the park, basically. I love Great Expectations. Flaming Youth for the longest time, was it no Sweet Pain? Yeah, Sweet Pain was my favorite song on there. Shout It Out Loud, and even Beth being a ballad. They didn't think it was going to be right for them, but yeah, that kind of put them on the map even more. I mean, that for me is the worst song on the album, of course. But then it finishes off with "Do You Love Me," which was still awesome. So yeah, that has to get in second place for sure in the A tier. So far, there's nothing in B and C yet. Now we're coming to Love Gun. Love Gun. I Stole Your Love. Christine 16. Got Love for Sale. Shock Me. Oh, yeah, again, that has to go into A tier. It's awesome stuff. Is it better than the debut album? I would say no. It's close. It's very close, but it would have to go here. It's such a hard list to do because these could all pretty much be equal in some ways. I mean, of course, they're my initial memories of the first album, and it's still an awesome album to put from front to end. It has one of the very few instrumental on it, but they have a couple more coming up. All right, Rock and Roll Over. Again, starting with I Want You, I Love Take Me, I love Calling Dr. Love, Ladies Room, Baby Driver is good. The rest of it kind of, but then you get Hard Luck Woman, which is awesome, and ending with Making Love. I will be putting that at the end of the S tier because I still like all these a little bit better. Of course, Kiss Alive is just, yeah, the pinnacle of their greatness. That is the album that really set them apart. Okay, Kiss Alive 2. Oh, that has some really great stuff on there too. What I actually like is that when you had the LP, the fourth side of it, when you flip it over, they had 5 studio tracks. I mean, they had all the songs, all the live stuff is nothing from the first 3 albums. It's all from Destroyer, uh, Love Gun, and Rock and Roll Over. So it puts it in a different category. But do I actually like it better than? Okay, where am I going to put that? Actually, I am going to put that right behind the debut album. Just because these are still kind of really iconic. My first memory, you know, the best album when that first came out, that really captivated me too, and blew my mind how good it was. Uh, can't argue against Alive. All right, now we're going to get into the solo albums. Ace Frehley that did an awesome job. That goes into S tier. It has to go into S tier, and I am going to keep it at the end here. I still think as solo albums go, it's great. It's still awesome, but I still love all these studio albums and that live album just a little bit better. Gene Simmons solo album. Where am I going to put that? That does not belong. Although I do really, really like it, I am actually going to put that, yeah, at the end of A tier. I mean, because I don't know. He ends it with "If You Wish Upon a Star" from that Pinocchio movie. You know, Jiminy Cricket sings it, and I mean, I do like his version, but do I like it actually more than harder than? No, it goes right here. Now, it's Paul Stanley. Now, I'm gonna have to actually put this in. That goes in C tier. Uh, B tier, C. I'm not crazy for it. I'm not crazy for it as much as the rest of these. Look at that, nothing's in B tier so far. It's either going to be. I don't even think B tier is going to be anywhere in there. Oh well, maybe because now you got Peter Chris's. Okay, that will go at the beginning of B tier because I do actually like that a little bit better. It's more distinctive. It's more it shows Peter Chris's personality. All the Paul Stanley songs in this, okay, I find it's just no different than any of his other Kiss songs. You know, it's all the same style. It could have been just any one of those songs could have been easily put into any other Kiss albums, and it's not distinctive. It doesn't have an extra personality like like Peter Chris's album is. So I do like it a little bit better, so that's why that does go in B tier. The disco album when they first came out in disco form. There's some good stuff on there. Yeah, there is some good stuff, and I have to look at that. I mean, you have some great, you have some great Ace Frehley stuff on there. Like 2000 Man is one of my favorite songs on this album, I would say. Hard Times, Hard Times is really like probably it's a tie between 2000 Men and Hard Times. Save Your Love is great, but you know you got the you got the Magic Touch, which is probably my least favorite. Dirty Living is again probably my least favorite. I Was Made for Loving You. It was a little bit too disco at the time, but I'm gonna have to put it at the beginning of A tier actually because it is better than the rest of those for sure. It's not quite S tier status, but it's close enough that it could have been. So it does go in the A tier for sure. Now, Now, when it comes to Unmasked, again, there's three awesome songs by Ace Frehley on it. There's there's Talk to Me, there's Two Sides of the Coin, and then there's Torpedo Girl, which is still my favorite songs on there. I mean, you got Shandy, which is you know, it was a hit, but I don't like it as much as that. So I would have to put I would have to put that in Unmasked. Yeah, Unmasked. I'm gonna put that right at the pretty much right behind yeah, right behind Dynasty because it is good. Do I actually like it more than do I I'm trying to think here. Because those early albums are great still. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. Again, I'm not sure because I still have these fond memories of hearing those. I heard them a little bit later. I didn't get into them like because when you're a kid and you're getting the albums, you only get the big ones. These were kind of I didn't get to hear those until a little bit later, like around the time when Dynasty and that had came out. that I wasn't really aware of those albums. Well, especially Harder Than Hell. I only had learnt about that a little bit later in the '70s, maybe around the time when Dynasty and that came out. My memory, of course, I'm just a little kid at the time, so my memory is probably not the greatest on when I discovered any of these. You know what? I'm keeping it there because I do really like know what? You know what? No, no, no. I have to put that here. I do have to put that here because, or yeah, I'm gonna have to put that here. And Dynasty, because I do like those early albums. Ah, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I can't really say. I know it's A tier. It's not quite S tier, but yeah, let's put it right. I'm gonna keep it there because I mean, these can all four of these can be exchanged with each other in many ways. It depends on my mood. I mean, I will keep Gene Simmons here at the end of A tier because although I love it, I still like all these four better for sure. Now we get the Elder. The Elder. Where do I put that? Believe it or not, I actually kind of enjoy it a lot more than what people give it credit for. I it was something that had to grow on me for sure. I am actually going to put it right here in at the at the end of B tier. Yeah, it's going to go in B, right behind eh, about equal maybe with the Peter Criss solo album. Because there is a distinctiveness to it. I always thought it had to be from an actual movie soundtrack because it would just sounds like one. The whole look of it, the whole premise. It's like, what movie is that from? It was, I think it was Chris Makepeace did some vocals on there, like some voiceovers and that. But I always thought it had to do with the actual movie in that. I mean, and there is a couple of really like what I really like about it. It's not necessarily the first couple of tracks. Let's get this out here. It's not necessarily the first couple of tracks, but it's Dark Light, uh, A World Without Heroes, The Oath is okay. Mr. Blackwell, I really like. Escape from the Island is a cool. Again, another one of their rare instrumentals. But Escape from the Island has always been good, and then ending off with I. I always love that song. I think I is probably my favorite song on the album. But yeah, the first time I heard Just a Boy and that falsetto, it's like, I was not a fan of the falsetto. I mean, I do like Only You is okay, and then Under the Rose is okay. But yeah, Dark Light, The Oath, A World Without Heroes, yeah. Okay, well, I think that's where it goes. So I'm not going to dwell on it too much. And now we got Creatures of the Night. Creatures of the Night. Now, of course, starting off with the title track, Saints, Saint and Sinners, great. Keep Me Coming, yeah, okay. Rock and Roll Hell's pretty good. Danger, Danger, that's not too bad. But the standout track is, of course, is I Love It Loud. But I still kind of like all of those a little bit better. If I have to put Creatures of the Night somewhere, where would I put that? Do I want to put that at the beginning of A tier? I mean, there's some really great stuff off of. Yeah, it's more rockin'. It is more rockin' than Dynasty or Unmasked. So I want to have to put it here. And you know what? I'm changing my mind on these. I do actually have to put this and this a little higher than these two. I'm not saying that these are bad. They're all in the A tier because they're all great. They're not superior as these are for me. I always loved these albums in particular for sure. But yeah, I think Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I didn't really like. I didn't want to think too much about it before I did this tier list because I wanted my memories and my reaction and my judgment to be as fresh as possible. So yeah. So also, I wanted to make an apology for my last thing I did with my OBS because I'm still learning. When I was doing the reaction to what Larry Graves like the best song he ever heard, which is Great Balancing Act, doing one of Larry Graves' songs, 157 Stitches, which they did a fantastic job, and you should go check out that video for sure. I'll leave it up here in that corner when I'm done here, and yeah, what I needed to do because it didn't come out the sound quality good. I needed to put I need to put my headphones on so there wasn't an echo. I'm learning. I'm learning. Next time I do that, it will be much better quality for sure. But there's my tier list. I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I'm just going to let you go now. And if you're watching this for the first time, please consider subscribing because I will greatly appreciate it and love you forever. I'm looking at the wrong spot. And yeah, please comment, hit the like button. I love seeing likes on my videos. Of course, that's what really helps my channel to grow. And of course, leaving comments and everything. But as always, like I always say, please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, just have a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace.